Today I'm going to talk about practicing things that you don't know. Like one of the things I've been practicing recently is actually the harmonic minor scale. And I'm going to be doing a lesson about this very soon. And, about going, using the harmonic minor scale in jazz particularly. So, I mean, I've been working a lot with the harmonic minor, and trying to use it more in my jazz playing. It's funny. I was doing one of these workshops on Patreon, and actually, what happened was on Patreon, I actually had to, one of my students there wanted, to know about, was asking these questions about the harmonic minor. So do you use a lot of harmonic minor harmony? I was like, oh, really? Harmonic minor, harmony in my playing. I was thinking, I do, but I don't use it as much as I'd like to. So what's happening is, so I started working on that kind of stuff. And if you have any comments or questions, please send them to me right now. I'm going to be taking them during the live stream, as I usually do, okay? And let me see if I can see any comments here. You can ask about my new guitar here, which is my new D'Angelico XL1, where I just actually got this from D'Angelico. I'm a D'Angelico ambassador now. And basically that means I promote the guitars. And hey, hello, Jose. How are you? So you know what? Let's get back. Let's get into this now. So I like to use the harmonic minor scale. So look at this. So I'm going to keep A harmonic minor. So you know what? I'm using the A harmonic minor scale, but it's just a scale. But if you want to use it in jazz, you have to really know how to use this scale. Yeah, hey, Kevin, how are you? Great to see everybody here. I'm going to be doing this live workshop right now because I'm practicing. So when I practice, basically, I only practice things I cannot do. Like if I forget a melody or I'm working on a scale or all kinds of stuff, I only practice things I don't know. So one thing I don't know is most advanced scale in jazz, but I use a lot of scales. I know the melodic minor modes really well. Pretty good. And of course the major ones, but the harmonic minor modes, I'm going to be doing a video, like a real, lesson about it. But in general, I need to work on the harmonic minor. Hey, Reynold Alexander. So if you guys have any questions, please send them to me. I see a bunch of people showing up right now. And it's funny. What I wanted to say was I read for Acoustic Guitar magazine. And this magazine right here. And I actually did a whole lesson about a harmonic and melodic minor in the March-April issue of this magazine. And it was just mainly chords. I did some exercises and mixed up the harmonic and melodic minors, but only the harmony. So, the harmony is tricky on the harmonic minor. So if you start doing thirds, so I'm working on this as a practice thing. So I practice things I don't know. So if you have any questions about that, please send them to me. So I didn't know that, like the harmonic minor harmony as well as I like to. So you have to know the triads. So the harmonic minor scale is basically 1, 2, 3, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, natural 7. So it's actually A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp. So I can play this all over the neck and in different keys. So So, I practice that scale like that. But the thing is, the tricky part is actually, hey, Dario, oh yeah, Dario, I always see you up here. How you doing? Not much. I'm trying to cook the guitar neck. So, so what I'm trying to do actually is just try to make sure I know the chords of the harmonic minor. So if you play just the triads, I just practice these things. So, I try to play them through like this without naming them. And play them down the scale. See that? So that's the harmonic minor in triads. Okay, now, if I'm playing this, we're only in the key of A. Yeah, very good, Grant. Very good. So, yeah, you would go 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 6, 7. Okay? The thing is to know the harmony about this on these chords. So what I've been doing is I've been practicing these things I don't know as well as I should. I can play these over. I use this on my jazz playing a lot, but to get really deep into this, I have to really practice this stuff. So now, thank you, Palmer. What it is like now I try to name the triads. So it's A minor. Now it's B diminished, and then now it's C augmented. D minor. Okay, then I have E triad, F triad, and then F diminished triad. So, that's great. So, I know how to play this. Now, you have to be able to play this when you're actually taking a solo or doing chord melody. And play all over the neck, just like I'm doing. Now, when you're practicing the guitar, you should be able to play up and down the neck and across the neck. Things you cannot do, you should always practice. Don't practice the same stuff you do know. You have to practice things you don't know. So that's why I'm playing real slow, because I need to practice this. So I'm going up the strings now. Watch this. Watch this. I'm trying that this way. And then I'm going to try from here, maybe backwards. So let's go backwards. Yeah. What's this? Here's some cool comments here. Watching you made me want to buy a guitar. Oh, I'm so glad about that, everybody. That's great. Your gear has a lovely sound. Thank you very much. I'm playing soft too. Playing that descending diminished SpongeBob progression. Oh, that's what that is? Oh, cool. So I guess it's harmonic minor SpongeBob. Yeah, so I'm practicing these things like this. I'm only in the key of A minor, but I try to practice these things in keys I don't know. See what I'm doing right now? So you have to know if you're going to practice a scale really well, you're going to have to know how to harmonize the scale in thirds. Also, things you cannot do. So when I'm practicing this scale, I'll do things like this. I'll do triads now. So I went up the scale like this. Now what I'm gonna do now. Hope your night has been nice. Yeah, thank you, Tool. So what's happening is now, let me go to a key of D minor instead. So I'll do a different key. So I practice everything in different keys. I played all kinds of keys. I'll play the D harmonic minor now in the key of D. So what I'll do now, instead of playing up and down the scale, like a lot of guitar players just play up and down the scale, if you're a beginner especially, the most important thing to do is for example, thirds now. I'm doing the harmonic minor because that's practicing something I don't know as well. I know how to play the harmonic minor scale, but the thing I don't know how to do, and this lesson's all about doing things you can't do. That's what you're supposed to do when you practice, is playing the scale in a deeper level. So I'm going to go up like the harmonic minor scale now in thirds. See what I'm doing? Now you're supposed to practice slow. Oh yeah, someone's asking a question here. How do you do that transition? Does it have a formula? No. What I'm doing is I memorize the neck pretty good, so I know what the intervals and the shapes are on my fingers. You have to memorize one of the most important things, everybody, when you want to play guitar in general, or any, particularly the guitar, is seeing the pattern on the fingerboard, and then knowing what you're actually playing. So I'm actually, I know all the notation, the names. I don't need tabs to find this. But when I need to show somebody my finger, I use tabs as a guide to find the notes. But the problem with tabs is you have to know what it sounds like to be able to play it. If you don't know what it sounds like, you can't play the rhythm or timing or anything. So that's the problem with tabs. It's important to know how to read first, then add tabs later, like I do in Acoustic Guitar Magazine when I write for them. So, for example, when I'm playing these patterns, what I'm doing is I practice much slower. When you practice something you don't know, you practice slow. I'm playing kind of fast. What I'm doing is I know the neck so well that I need to just basically just make sure I don't miss. What I'm doing is I'm playing up and down across the neck, and I make sure when you practice that you practice up the neck, like play, for example, on the same strings. Watch this. See, I'm going up the scale. You should be able to play up and down the neck like that. I'm practicing warming. Okay, and across. I'll do it across the neck now. So I'm missing the notes. So that's what I'm actually doing when I practice the harmonic minor. So I'm just playing the scale in thirds. So you should be able to do any interval when you're practicing. You should be able to do fourths. It's much harder. Watch this. That's really weird. I'm doing fourths now going down the scale. You should be able to do fifths. Oops, I dropped my pick. I dropped my pick of the guitar. Can you believe it? I'll get it out later. So watch this. I'm going to go up like this. Now you can do fifths. So that gets really weird on the harmonic minor. That's it. Now I'm going to E. Now when I play something like this, everybody, just so you know, I'm trying to use my ear and find the fingering. But then if I have to think about it, I know what the notes are too. I just have to think about it and stop. So it's a lot of stuff. Yeah, you'll find all that stuff in drills with G. Oh yeah, you know what? G. Producer is a great guitar player. Thank you, Grant Harris. Are you related to Grant Green? I'm just kidding. So, yeah. So, what do you mean the harmonic minor scale sounds like the blues mixed in? How would it sound? Would it sound more like a chromatic scale? The harmonic minor scale, everybody, is just basically, it's a regular minor scale, the natural minor. So I'm playing a D nat. Let's say I'm playing a D natural minor. So that has 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. All you do is raise the 7. It's a real exotic sound. Okay? I use it a lot in jazz for certain chords. Particularly altered chords. You'll hear Wes Montgomery, Barry Harris was showing me when I studied with him a lot, where you use it on like a dominant 7, flat 9 chord like this. So let's say I'm playing A7 chord with a flat 9 and flat 13 like this. If I want, when I play over that chord and I'm going to a D minor chord, So it's a 5-1 D A7, flat 13, flat 9 to a D minor 7. I'll use harmonic minor here, but a D harmonic minor. Watch this. And resolve it to the D minor, you see? So when I play that A7 like this, I go to that chord just like this, okay? So it has an exotic sound, but it's not bluesy, just so you know, Palmer. It's more like, it's more exotic sounding to me, okay? Yeah, harmonic, oh yeah, let me see. So Grant says there's some, I'm trying to see that new comment. Harmonic minor maintains a half step between the 7th and the tonic, which is a stronger resolution than a flat 7. Yeah, good, Grant. Yeah, Grant Harris Music. Good to know you. I'm Ron Jackson Music. So, I'm actually, what I'm doing, Grant, and everybody else who's watching. I need coffee at 8 o'clock at night, okay? Is that I'm actually, what's the word? I'm actually just showing you things I need to practice myself and incorporate more in my playing, but not particularly that I don't know the harmonic minor, but I need to know more about how to use it more adventurously in a higher level. That's all. So, for example, another thing I need to do, you should learn when you're doing the harmonic minor, when I'm practicing, because I'm still learning this harmonic minor. So I remember I just did thirds. I'm going to go into key G minor this time. So remember to play your scales all over the neck. In any position, any kind of interval. Everyone on the fingerboard. So you have to really practice hours and hours to get this together. What's really hard is me playing this and talking to you at the same time. That's the hard part. And concentrate, you know what I mean? And be accurate, because, it's hard to actually talk and play like I'm doing and teach you guys at the same time. So I'm practicing things I don't know. So what I'm doing is actually I'm going. So the next thing I would do, I did everything in thirds. I went from the key A minor to D minor, now I'm in G minor. So I practice things in all keys. Oh, you're welcome, Palmer. Thanks for all your lessons. I keep watching your videos as I practice on my new guitar. Good. Just so you guys know, I don't know where this little booklet is. Of course, when I'm doing the live stream, I can't find anything. but oh, here it is. Let me get you something, guys. Let me show you something. So what I'm, if you want to learn more stuff from me, definitely go to my website at Ron Jackson Music. But I have a lot of stuff about chords in this book. You can go to my website, ronjacksonmusic.com, and this book is really good for all kinds of chord stuff. I do bass lines and everything. It's a book I wrote with a bunch of different writers for Acoustic Guitar Magazine, for who I write for, and it's called Chords at Your Fingertips, okay? And it's published by Acoustic Guitar Magazine and Hal Leonard Music. And get your copy on my website at ronjacksonmusic.com /shop, okay? And you can get the book here, and I can send an autographed copy. And it comes with video and everything, video lessons and all kinds of stuff. So it's a great book to learn about all kinds of chord voicing, bass lines. I teach you everything, harmonizing, melodies, all kinds of stuff, reharmonizing, doing jazz, chord melody, and everything. Okay? So anyway, if you want to study with me, let me know during this lesson. I'll show you some other stuff in a minute. So let's get back to the lesson here. So the workshop's all about practicing things you don't know. Okay. Oh, someone's asking, what's the best thing to get better at the blues? The best thing to do in anything, Vide Sharma, is to actually, learn blues solos off of records. Just like jazz or anything else. Learn things by ear, learn the solos, learn the blues scale, and make sure you know what the, what key you're in, etc. And you start transcribing. Those are great ways of getting anything together. And also get a good teacher to help you in the beginning. When I was a kid, I didn't have any help. So when I got to Berkeley, there was a lot of things I had missing in my playing. There's some other things. This may be a stupid question. What's the difference between a hollow body and solid body guitars? Hollow body guitars, you can't play them acoustically. I mean, solid bodies you can because they're made out of solid wood. So if you play with no amp, there's no sound. And they're made out of solid block of wood. Hollow bodies like this is completely hollow in between. You see that? I can put my finger in here. It's like an acoustic guitar. And and this one's called an arch top. The back is arched and everything. This is a D'Angelico XL1 that I got from D'Angelico. And I can play this with no amp. You still can hear it. Watch. You can hear that pretty good. So it sounds acoustic. You see that? So that's the difference. With a solid body, I have a solid body over there, but I'm not going to take it out right now because it's too much work. So that's the difference. Have you ever heard of Christian Van Hammer? He's a very controversial jazz guitar method, which you don't play it to scales or modes or anything like that. No, I don't know him, but that's cool too. I used to hang out with. So Pablo Cordano said, "Have you heard of Christian Van Helmer?" No, I've never heard of him, but you know what? I'll tell you something. Another person that's like that, Pablo, is James Blood Ulmer, and he played with Ornette Coleman, and I used to hang out with him. His whole thing was not that either. So I'm kind of used to hearing that. How are you playing Coltrane changes? I'm okay at that, So I mean, I play Coltrane changes. I could do all those. Yeah, so I play Coltrane changes. Of course, I need to practice them more, like everybody else. So I mean, I'm practicing things like that, like the. So I'm doing a bunch of Coltrane changes right now. So I use Coltrane harmonizations in my soloing sometimes. So if I'm playing, let's say I'm playing an F, I'll go through the cycles of the Coltrane changes. I'll go like this. And I'll use that in my solo. I'll go. So I'm using Coltrane changes right there. Okay, so I practice them somewhat. What's this? So that was beat. Okay, good. Coach just learns phrases from good solos and moves them around the fretboard to apply the different chordal changes. That's what basically, just actually Pablo. That's what basically great players do. They basically take the phrase and move them up and down the fingerboard. What I do is I move them up and down and across the fingerboard. So just so you know, I studied with Pat Martino, and he had me doing these exercises like this. So you should be able to take a phrase. Let's take harmonic minor, for example. So if I go like this. So that phrase, this is G minor. I'm just going to seventh. I'm going 7, 1, 2, flat 3. Now, your goal, one of the things you have to learn as a guitar player to master the guitar is to be able to take that phrase and play it so many ways. That's what Pat Martino had me do. See what I'm doing? Watch me. See what I just did, everybody? I basically played the same phrase. How many times did I do that? I mean, I could do it so many different. I could do it on the same string. to get up to there now in that register. Then if I put it up an octave, you have to be able to do that too. So let me do it. See what I just did? So you have to be able to do that with any phrase, though. So like you have to be able to find every possible fingering in the same register to really master the guitar neck. That's one thing to do. Hold on. Let me see some of these questions. Yeah, Pablo. The timbre changes, but it's not only the timbre that changes when you do these different phrases. It's also you really master the fingerboard when you practice this way. So if I'm practicing any kind of phrase like this, let's say let me see. So let's just take a more complicated phrase. There's more ways, I'm sure, to do that phrase. So when I was studying with Pat Martino, he would make me he would just take a phrase like this. He would do that phrase, for example. That's a very common Pat Martino phrase. So you would practice every possible fingering. Now, you could do it actually on the guitar. You could do it on the same string. That's how hard the guitar is. You could go. Now, I did open strings that time. I could do it on the same string. Simple cross string. So what I did, I'm trying to reach all the... That's really hard to reach up there, but I'm reaching up there. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the same phrase, playing it every possible way. You can play it on the same string, across the strings, skip this. You don't skip the strings when you're playing the same phrase. So that's how you really master the fingerboard. Let me see, there's some questions here. Ron, I'm a kind of a beginner to jazz, but I really want to learn more, mainly chords, probably rhythm stuff. Maybe you could play some rhythm guitar on Cantaloupe Island. I can play that a little bit. Oh, Mark, you're an inspiration to me. Thank you. So, rhythm guitar. So if you're doing Cantaloupe Island, I'll do that real quick for you guys. So that, if you want to learn like rhythm parts, listen to the original recordings of rhythm guitar. I've learned a lot of funk rhythm guitars, for example. So like Cantaloupe Island is like this. I think that's what Herbie does. But it's always good to go back and listen to the original recordings, everybody, and listen to what people are actually playing and then learn it. I think Herbie was doing this. That's the basic rhythm. So that he's playing on the record, you can also go like this. There's all kinds of rhythms you can do. You got to make sure the rhythm matches the bass line. Now, I don't quite remember if that bass line was actually that bass line, but that's the basic copy rhythm he was actually doing in that song. Then you have to change that phrase to go to D flat. So that's the basic rhythm they were using, actually, everybody. So that's Cantaloupe Island by Herbie Hancock. Someone was asking about that. So this is an arch top right here. Actually, just Ruben, just making sure. Do you learn this by learning all the notes on the strings, all the frets by learning shapes, regardless of knowing which note you're playing or not? Oh, Pablo, really great question. Okay, so Pablo's asking, what I'm doing is I know the notes of the guitar neck already. So when I'm doing these shapes, I'm learning the patterns and not necessarily the fingerings. Remember, everybody, this is something no one ever tells you. Whenever you're learning a song or anything, or even chords, they lock you into these fingerings. Let's say play a C chord like this. This is a really important thing to learn about. Now remember, this C chord, you don't have to play with these three fingers. You can play with these three fingers. But they make you learn it like this. So it's not only the chord, it's the shape. Okay. Oh, someone's asking me if I ever studied with Howland Holdsworth. I wish I could have. When he came to Berkeley years ago and gave lessons, and I was stupid enough not to take a lesson with him. There's a lot of people I should study with. But anyway, it's a long story. But I studied with a lot of people, but I would have loved to study with Howland Holdsworth. Okay. So here's the thing. When you're playing, it's not only the notes. You have to know the notes, but you have to know the shapes and patterns. Because I could do everything with just one finger. A good example is Django Reinhardt. So let's say I'm playing. Remember this phrase I was doing earlier? Let me see. All the ways I can play that. I'll go like this. Now watch me. I'm doing it one finger. You have to know your fingerboard from the patterns. Your fingers don't matter eventually, because you're going to try to find it when you're actually playing. So I can use my fourth finger. See, I can jump around. It's kind of hard with your fourth finger, but anyway. You get the point? So your fingers don't matter. It's the patterns. You have to know how to find the notes. And I know the names of the notes, of course. I mean, to know the names of the fingerboard, notes on the fingerboard is tricky. B flat, B flat, E flat, A flat, or it could be A flat or G sharp. There's all kinds of things. You have to learn your fingerboard, and you have to learn the basics of the guitar. So when I'm actually playing, and I'm going up the neck, when I get past the 12th fret, I know the notes double, okay. But also I know I can read pretty good the notation above the 12th fret. It gets kind of weird when you get past the third ledger line above the staff, but you should know where the notes are on the guitar. If I'm up here, I know that's a B flat, I know it's a C, that's a D. So you see that? You should be able to find the note. See what I'm doing? You should know the neck that. Oh, tricky. You should be able to jump around the neck without getting lost like that, everybody. I mean, so your fingering is less important, and knowing the notes is not that important, because when you're actually playing, there's no time to even think when you're actually executing. You just have to play. And a great example like that is George Benson, or I don't even think Django Reinhardt knew how to read. They knew how to play, and the most important thing is not knowing how to read; it's knowing how to play. At the end, if you're jamming with anybody, you have to know how to play. And it's really important to know where your notes are. And the fingerings don't matter at the end. It's your timing, your feel, finding the notes. Let me see. Oh, wow, there's so much stuff here. Yeah, I would love to say any software to score guitar parts over every song. You know what? I use Sibelius. So Sibelius actually does, there's a guitar program I heard. I forget the name. If someone knows it, just send me a comment. There's a guitar program that scores. But I've been using Sibelius because I don't only score for guitar. I score for all instruments. Saxophone, guitars, pianos, basses, everything, drums. I use Sibelius, and there's good tabs there and everything. So but it's an expensive program. So all my lessons like this, I have a lesson like this that I put up on my website. If you go to my website, I have all kinds of lessons about all the stuff I'm talking about. I use this and I use tabs. Yeah, Guitar Tab Pro, that's the one. I don't use it, but I heard it's a good program. I don't just do guitar. So I do 6-string and my 7-string guitar stuff here, that I use. because I play 7-string too. I'm actually known as a 7-string guitar player now, so if you want to get into 7-string, we can talk about that in a minute. So, what's the difference between A flat and G sharp? It's the same note, but I heard years ago it was slightly different because of tempered tuning. Equal tempered tuning had changed and they just named the notes the same. So that's what I heard. So it's the same note. It's called enharmonic spelling, okay, in music theory. So let me keep going here. Also, so if you're in the key of A flat, and A flat, it's an A flat. If you're in the key of G sharp is G sharp. It's the same note. Okay. Let me see. Do you think sight reading is essential for guitar players? Yes. Okay, sight reading, everybody. This is the thing guitar players are terrible at. You know what? I don't want to joke about it, but it's really true. When you put what's the joke that I put on my I put it on my TikTok and my Instagram reels. How do you stop a guitar player from reading? Put some John Coltrane music in front of them. No, it's true. The only way you learn how to read is by practicing your reading, everybody. And I use this book over here. Let me show you the book. This is how I learned how to read, everybody. This book, A Modern Method for Guitar by William Levitt. It's a really great book to learn how to read out of. Starts you from the very top. You could be just like a beginner guitar player. Well, you could be a beginner guitar player or advanced. You'll learn how to read out of this book. It's position playing. It's called a modern method because the modern method is not the classical method, okay? And that way, the classical method has a very, very, I don't want to say rigid way of learning how to read. This book really teaches you the whole neck, okay? So, I mean, remember, reading has nothing to do with playing, everybody. Just so you know. Reading is just a skill. You have to know how to play. And, and people, I know some great readers on Broadway shows. I've done a lot of Broadway shows. And these guys can read all the stuff in the world. But then you put them to play jazz or something, they'll be like, huh? Songs? I've had Broadway musicians come to like my gigs, my jazz gigs in New York, and they say, wow, you're a real musician, man. You can read and you can improvise. No, you can play, songs, and you can improvise. So reading is important, but it doesn't teach you how to play jazz or improvise or other things, other skills about guitar playing. So, but reading is great because you learn the notes on the guitar neck, which is very important. So let me keep answering some questions here. So how do you visualize the chords under your single note playing? Oh, that's a great question. Oh, you know what? Yeah. How do you practice sight reading? So sight reading, Pablo, just so you know, just start reading music. That's what you have to do. You got to practice reading music all the time to get into it. Okay. There's no no cutting corners. Just put some music in front of you. Start reading. It's gonna take time. You gotta study a little bit. You gotta get a teacher to help you. Maybe I'm a good teacher, so if you need anybody, I'll help you read. And you know what? I'll tell you something. I wasn't a good reader when I was 18 years old. When I went to Berkeley, I got my butt kicked. But I started practicing, and the only way you can get into good reading is to practice every day. You're reading, and just do it a little bit. And after a while, it really helped me when I started really doing Broadway shows. All the reading you have to do, it's like really hard. And it was really funny. I got to tell the story later, but let me keep going now. So, do you know how to do rhythm technique for a song, Culture? I don't know that one. We'll have to skip that one. So how do you visualize chords under single note playing? So what I want to tell you, everybody, I have this lesson on my website. Go to my website, www.ronjacksonmusic.com, and I have printable lessons there. Okay, I'm going to show you the website in a minute. But what you have to do is if you want to really learn how to read notes and everything else, everybody, you have to actually, to be able to play chords under scales, you have to be able to go like this. C major. I'm playing E major 7 sharp 5. Play the chord. You have to be able to play the chord and then know the scale right on top of it. That's how you practice your chords. So when I'm actually improvising, I'll go. I'm just giving you an example. I'm just trying to show you real quick. So when I'm playing a C major, like that was a 1-6-2-5 in the key of C major. Let's make it B flat. I'll make it A flat. So let's say I'm on key of A flat. I'll go A flat major 7, F minor 7, B flat minor 7, E flat 7 or dominant 9. So I'll just be able to play the scale. Dorian, A flat, F minor, natural minor, then B flat minor, B flat Dorian, then E flat dominant. So that's how you actually learn how to play your chord scales. You got to be able to play them everywhere too. See what I did? I did all possible fingering, and, for that scale particularly. Just like I showed you earlier, everybody, you have to be able to play these scales. So when you start learning how to match your chord scale to the chord, that's how you start really learning how to play over jazz changes. So right now I'm just practicing for you guys. That's how I would do it, okay? So this is all about practicing things you don't know, but I know how to do that. So, I mean, there's things I don't know, so I try to practice those things I don't know. So I have these kind of lessons on my website. If you go to my website right here, ronjacksonmusic.com. Let me show you. Oh, I have it here. Oh, I don't have it right here. It's okay. If you want to go to my Patreon and join, though, I have those lessons there too. So my Patreon is www.patreon.com/ronjacksonmusic. And you can get lessons there for $3 or less and become a patron at the same time. Help support me and my channel and everything I'm doing as a musician. Okay. And also on another announcement, I don't have it tonight. I'm playing a gig in New Jersey Friday. My first live performance as a leader in about a year, more than a year. It's going to be at, what was that place called? Oh my God. What's it called? Oh yeah, Brothers Smokehouse in what town? In Ramsey, New Jersey. Brothers Smokehouse in Ramsey, New Jersey. I'm playing my own first gig this Friday if you're in New Jersey. And it's going to be a great gig with one of the best drummers in New York City and bassists, and me on 7-string guitar. So come by this Friday. So I'm just going to make that announcement. You're going to see me announce this on YouTube tomorrow. Okay, you're going to come out and watch it. Okay, so let me keep going here. So here's some other questions. Hey, from Indonesia. Oh yeah, thank you. Someone from Indonesia, thank you for liking my method. Melody lines in pop music are typically harmonized in thirds. Are there any other intervals you think that are sounding good for harmonic lines? So I use thirds a lot. Watch this. So let's say I play a scale. Let's go to key of G flat. I can go fourths. I like to use sixths. Do you get that sixth chord? That's a very common sixth thing. I'm from Jersey. I would like to see you play if I can. I'm playing at Brothers Smokehouse on Friday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Can someone put it in the comments for me? And I'm playing there this Friday. It's in Ramsey, New Jersey. This Friday, May 14th, with my jazz trio. Okay, I just got the gig this weekend. I'm actually doing a big emailing tomorrow, and I'll be posting it on YouTube. Actually, I'll put a little post on it so you can see me. Get like an ad for my gig on Friday. But come on out, everybody. I know people have been dying to go see music, so come out and come die and see me play. No, I'm just kidding. Come by and see me play with my trio this Friday. So let me keep going here. How do you explain the difference between Dorian and melodic minor? Oh, that's a big question. So let me keep going down the list. Oh, hold on here. I just skipped a couple things. So I did harmonic lines for everybody. William Levin has got me so many gigs over the years. Great recommendation. Oh, William Levin got Grant Harris a lot of gigs. Oh, really? I didn't know that. You knew William Levin? How old are you, man? He died a while ago. Now, you tell me about that later. Please drop the download the link to download the book so I can start learning to read. Okay, what I'll do is I'll go to my Amazon store. Let me show you this. This is my Amazon store. You can get the book on my Amazon store. Okay, if someone could write that in, like my friend over here. You can go to Amazon.com/shop/Ron Jackson Music, and there you can get the book on my Amazon store. Just look for books, okay? Go to Amazon.com/shop/Ron Jackson Music and pick up that book, okay? And that's how you can start learning how to read. It's a great book, okay? And you can pick up guitars like this D'Angelico. I have a D'Angelico store on my Amazon store, okay? So you can go there. You can get guitar straps like Moody straps, all kinds of Seymour Duncan pickups, everything that I endorse. Okay, let me keep going. What do you think of George Harrison's guitars? I think he was great. George Harrison was great, Dave. Sebastian, how can you explain the difference between Dorian and melodic minor? So Dorian, let me just tell you, Dorian is basically, now Dorian has a 1, 2, so if you're playing D Dorian, it's E, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, okay, to D. So that's 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. Now here's the difference. So harmonic minor or melodic minor is, okay, what you do is you just raise a 7. There's one note difference between the melodic minor and the Dorian mode. So it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. No, so 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Natural 7 and natural 6. So I use this scales a lot. So you have to be able to play these everywhere on the neck. Go. See, I'm just messing around. I'm just practicing for you guys. I haven't practiced all day. So you have to be able to play those. And let me keep going. So Christian, I'm going to be putting an ad up for the gig on Friday. So come on by. Bro, you're better than Eddie Van Halen. No, I'm not. I love Eddie Van Halen is one of my heroes, guys. Just so you know, when I was a kid, no one knows this. I was a rocker. So I saw Eddie Van Halen. I saw Van Halen 7 times when I was a kid. 7. He was one of my heroes. When he first came out, man, I was like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. You know, it's really sad that he actually passed away. He was a really amazing guitar. When he came out, there was no one that sounded like him. He just broke barriers. And he didn't know how to read, and he was self-taught. So that's a great example of not knowing how to read and you have to have good ears. You have to have all the skills, everybody. You have to have good ears. You have to be able to read. You have to know, how to play with people. There's a lot involved now with playing music. So let me keep going. Let me answer a few more questions. You guys have a lot of questions. So today was about practicing. So always practice things you can't do. So remember that. So we were working on a harmonic minor today, and I was working on that. So let me see. How do you improve your relative pitch? One way is just transcribing. You can so for example, let me see something. I like to use this tuner. So for example, I'm used to hearing like so that's the E note. I know that because I play guitar all the time. Oops, I dropped my tuner. So so I go like that. D, A, E. So so one good way is learning solfege, everybody. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now, being in a tune is a whole different story when you're singing. But you have to be able to hear these pitches in your head. Now, when you're singing something, that's another skill. To sing in tune, you have to practice your singing. But to be able to hear pitches, that's a whole different story. You can be able to hear pitches and not be a good singer. You have to be able to find the notes on the guitar. And the best way is actually to learn, transcribe, take off solos from records. That's how I started playing. I didn't know how to read anything, but I was good at learning solos and stealing stuff off records. So I would learn whole solo, I would learn Jimmy Page solos, Jimi Hendrix. I was a rocker. So And then you move up to jazz, you go to blues through jazz, all the modern jazz stuff. And it's just a lot of practice. You have to basically spend hours and hours, guys. Remember, the guitar is not like on YouTube when you watch on YouTube and you listen to me on YouTube all the time and you look at videos. The thing is, all the work I put in is because I practice a lot and did it myself. Looking at YouTube videos only takes you so far. I just want to let you know that. And some of my students, like, they'll study with me for a while, then they go on YouTube and start trying to practice, and then they come back to me and say, Ron, I'm looking at all these YouTube videos, but I'm still not learning anything because I need your help because I don't even know what I'm doing. And you have to actually go, practice yourself and get a teacher to really help you. It's really important. I didn't have that help. And, in my case, I know how to judge myself. I've been teaching long enough. I can listen to myself. I record myself. I do all kinds of stuff to help myself improve. And I have had a lot of students have gone through my, study with me and become professional musicians. So it's a lot involved. You got to do a lot of practicing. It's a lot of practice, guys. I used to practice 5-8 hours a day. So just so you know. So let me keep going here. Yes, lots of love. What do you mean by playing scale of thirds or fourths? So Dario was asking me how do you play scales of thirds or fourths. So basically, when you go up the scale, one note at a time, that's called a second. 1, 2, etc. Going up the scale. But when you go from, like, let's say if you're going from G to, so if I'm going from G to A, then A to B, they call it a second because it's one note to the second note. Now, if you go to thirds, you're going to go 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go from G, A to B. I'm going to skip the A and go a third away, which is 1, 2, 3. So that's G, B. And then I go up the scale like that. So those are thirds, okay? I'm skipping every 3 notes. Now, fourths are skipping every 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 4. So I'm going to that note now. So these are fourths. And then fifths. Sixths. Sevenths. This gets harder. Sorry. Those are 7. We could do it this way. So you have different ways of playing notes like that. 7, 6. So you can practice your notes like that. You can practice your chords like that. You can go like this. Watch. It gets weird. Those are 7. 6. You hear that a lot in guitar playing now. So that's Brown Eyed Girl. Okay, so that's like that's a very common, easy thing to play on guitar. It gets weird when you get to 7ths. You could do like octave and second. So that's an octave and a second away. An octave. Okay, etc. So that's what I like to do. I like to mix them up like that. That's how you do little harmonies and stuff. So I'm gonna keep answering these questions. Dang, I was playing today and I wasn't feeling it. You know what I mean? Oh, that's too bad. Okay. What are some tips for connecting scales together when improvising? Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great question, Rocky. So when I'm playing through a song, you got to be able to change your scale as soon as you get to the next chord, okay? Let me see if I can show you something. Like if I'm playing the only way I can really show you is if I play you something. You might not be able to hear it that well, but if I play through some chord changes like of a song, I'm going to try to play this through my computer. Oh, yeah. I'm going to try to play this through my computer. The problem is it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to do this. I can't do this really through my computer. So let's say I'm playing through a song like, let's say I'm playing from F major 7 to an E flat 7. So what I'm doing is, so that's four beats each. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have a loop pedal, but anyway. So if I'm playing through that, if I'm going to play that, I'm going to play an F major scale through that. When I get to the E flat, it'll be here. E flat dominant scale. So if I'm playing a solo, I'm not gonna jump to the root. I'm gonna go like this. What I did was I just switched the scale without actually, changing my position to go to the root. So I'm actually doing something else different. I need my other phone. And so what I did was you have to be able to play through the chord without switching the scale. That's called the continuous scale exercise. I actually have that as an exercise. I'm going to be putting it on my website for sale as a lesson. It's called the continuous scale exercise. Basically, when you play through a song, you should be able to change the scale without having to jump to the next note. Just go continuously through the scale. Like if I'm playing the Days of Wine and Roses, it'll be like this. Oh, I need a charger. I need a charger for my computer. Can you get that for me? It's about to run out. Close. Don't worry about it. Okay, so that's what happens. I'm going to do that. Let me go back to the questions. So that's what you have to do. I'm going to go back here and look at what I'm talking about with you guys. Oh, what's your favorite Eddie Van Halen song solo? Someone's asking. That's a great question. So everybody, one of my favorite is I forgot it actually. Unchained, whatever you call that. Let me plug this in. Yeah, great. Is it? Oh yeah, great. My computer was about to die. So with all the comments, but there's so many songs. I don't have any distortion on this archtop guitar, guys. So anyway, even a harmonic minor or even a harmonic minor or melodic minor, Matthew's saying, that's actually a great way to practice. If you can afford it, get a loop pedal. Yeah, you know what? I have a loop pedal, everybody, actually. I have like tons of pedals in here, but I don't use them like I do. I try not to use loop pedals. I try to play everything myself if I can. Okay? So, to demo something, I should get a loop pedal just to play some changes and then play them back. So I'm going to work on that. I need to get all this stuff out, actually. Light Up the Sky by Space Dead. So Toast All was watching you. I got my first bass today. Great, Mahan Lee. What electric guitar and amp would you recommend for a beginner who's been playing a cheap Fender acoustic for a year? You know what? Go to my Amazon store, Carlston, and you can get. I have some beginner guitars and amps in that store. Go to Ron Jackson Music, www.amazon.com/shop/Ron Jackson Music. And I have a bunch of recommendations there for my beginner students or people who want to get into jazz guitar or better guitars than they're with, okay? And you can get some decent guitars there already, okay? So I would try that. Go to my store because there's a ton of them. I have them listed right there, okay? Some are not in stock. If they're not in stock, I'm going to have to restock the store. But I have my own Amazon store, so check it out. Let me see if I can play this. I'm going to have to go out of this if I do this, though. Oh, yeah. I'm going to mute some. Where's that? Right here. No. This one. That's the mute. Oh, here. Oh, okay. So show me. You go ahead. So everybody, I'm going to actually play you an example of the. I have I'm going to actually play now. You need the cord. Where is it? No, it's not plugged in. This is not though. So let me show you, everybody. I'm going to play you like an example of the. I'm going to do a little practicing right now for you guys. Let me show you. I'm going to show you that continuous scale exercise. Let me show you real quick. I'm going to put a song on. Is it on? It's not on, is it? It's not on. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you this continuous scale exercise with this song. Let me see if it's working. It's not on yet. Okay, so I'm going to show you this right now, everybody. Okay, let me see. Okay, it should be on. Let me see. Let me see. So here, I'm going to play you a song right now where I use the continued scale exercise, The Days of Wine and Roses. So listen to this. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit so you can listen. Here's a good exercise. Watch this. See what I just did? So, I mean, it was kind of weird, but I'm not used to playing like that. But what I just tried to do, I was trying to play the scale all the way through the song. So, you know, so what happens is, let's start from the top. So when I get to the F major 7, I was playing the song called Days of Wine and Roses. I went from F major 7, to E flat 7 sharp 11, and then A minor 7, to D7 flat 9, then G minor, then E flat 7, then A minor, D minor, G minor, G minor over F, and then E minor 7, A7, E minor 7 flat 5, G7. So if I'm playing through the scale through that, you have to be able to play over each chord without stopping the scale. So watch me from the top again. Watch this. Here we go. One more time. What I did was, so I started doing my jazz stuff there. So what I'm doing is actually, it's hard to play those scales all the way through and make them sound like musical. So what happens is I start resorting to my jazz guitar lines, which I'm much better at than just trying to play a scale all the way through. So let me see something here. Someone's making some comments. Let me go back to the comment stream here. But you get the idea, everybody. I'm just trying to, if you're learning how to improvise jazz, you got to learn how to be able to play the scale over the neck and not get lost and get through the changes. You know, it's kind of hard to do like that, but it's a good way of starting off. What's a good time to use melodic minor, and how would you practice that? So, for example, there's a whole lesson on my YouTube channel here. I just put up a couple of lessons, everybody. Jared Elks asked that question. So, Jared, I have a couple of melodic minor guitar lessons here already posted. So please go on my YouTube and search for melodic minor. I did a whole short lesson and a long lesson. So you usually use the melodic minor in jazz over an altered scale. For example, if I'm playing like let's say I'm playing a D7 sharp 9 flat 13. So in that scale, I use a D altered scale, which is actually E flat melodic minor. So that's what it sounds like. See? So that's an altered scale. So you have to pay. Also on let's say on G7, 7 sharp 11. You get the Lydian dominant scale, which is actually a D melodic minor. Also on the minor 7 flat 5. Let's do an F minor 7. F minor 7 flat 5 with a natural 9. So you use a Locrian natural 9, which is actually A flat melodic minor in this case. So it's an A flat melodic minor. So those are the most important cases, okay, for the melodic minor to use in jazz. Thank you. The bebop scale, oh man, that's a whole different lesson. I got tons I know all the bebop scales too. So just so you know, there's a bunch of bebop scales. There's the major bebop. Let's do it in the key of A flat. Okay, and then you have the Dorian bebop, which comes from the dominant bebop. And then let's go to the key of G minor. Then there's the melodic minor bebop, which is a melodic minor, and you have the passing tones. So there's different passing tones for each chord. The major bebop has a passing tone between the 6th and the 5th. And the melodic minor is like the major scale, like the major bebop scale, but with a flatted 3. So if I'm doing G minor, G major scale, for example, then put the passing tone between the 5 and 6. Then make it minor. So that's called the Dorian, that's called the melodic minor bebop. So that's a whole lesson. I have a lesson about that too on my YouTube channel. So everybody, there's a lot of questions, but I went through a lot of material tonight, and I'm getting tired and I have to eat dinner. So please, everybody, please follow me. Maybe you're doing this, but let me understand. You're playing a scale in thirds, for example, and fourths. Okay. Oh, let me see. Maybe you're doing this. Let me see, Dario. I'm going to answer a couple more questions, and I have to go eat dinner now. But of course, everybody, just in case, if you're enjoying this, please subscribe to me. And if you like my lessons and stuff, please go to my Patreon and join my Patreon. I have a lot of these lessons already on there, and you can start for $3 a month and become a patron, okay? And up to becoming like becoming a mentor to you. There's levels up to that high. And as little as $3 a month for one lesson, okay, and etc. on up. And also, if you're enjoying this and you learned a lot today, I'm also taking donations. You can just go to my PayPal, which is at Ron Jackson Music, and Venmo and Cash App are exactly the same. So just write this down if you'd like to. It's Ron Jackson Music. It's my PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. If you'd like to donate, $1 or more, that would be great. Someone's trying to help my friend Dario here. If you read, go back to the video, Dario, you'll understand it better. So if you want to donate $1 or more, that would be great. You don't have to, but if you would like to, that'd be great. I'd be grateful, to these things. And I have a gig coming up this Friday here in New Jersey, here in New York City area. If you want to come by, I'm going to be playing at, what's it called again? Yeah, Brothers Smokehouse in Ramsey, New Jersey this Friday. Brothers Smokehouse at 8 p.m. this Friday with my jazz trio with the best drummer in New York and the best bass player. And it starts at 8 p.m. and we do 2 sets, 8 p.m. and 9:45 p.m. It's free entry. You have to get a drink or eat or do both. Okay, and listen to some great music. Please come on by. I'm gonna be posting something later on about it. Yeah, the link is in the comments, everybody. So check out the comments. The link is in the comments for my performance this Friday. I appreciate everybody. I was here just to practice and try to get my stuff better and not take questions, but you guys had so much and remember, all these videos I do for you guys is great, but the best thing to do is really study with a teacher. So I also teach, and you can contact me at ronjacksonmusic@gmail.com. And what else was I going to say to you? I have some other announcements. If you like all the stuff I'm playing, go to my Amazon store at Ron Jackson Music and Amazon.com/shop/Ron Jackson Music. You can pick up any of the gear I'm using there. I don't know what I'm eating for dinner, but I'm going to try to eat something. There's rabbit running around over here. What was I going to say? Just in case some people, are wondering what amp I use, I've been using the Henriksen amp. And you can use my discount code to get a Henriksen amp, which are those smallest amps you can buy on the market. Okay, and you can use code Ron Jackson and save 5% on the amp. You can share this code everywhere. Share it to all your friends, everybody. Go to Henriksen Amplifiers, HenriksenAmps.com, and and you can save 5% on anything on the website. Use my code Ron Jackson, okay? That's HenriksenAmps.com/ and then use code Ron Jackson. Save 5% on any amp. Also, one more announcement. If you want to learn about all the chord stuff, and Dario's wondering about that, I have a book out. Go to my website, ronjacksonmusic.com. And right now, I was having a sale last week. I might start it up again. But you can get this book and also all my printable lessons. A lot of things I talked about today on my website. You can buy a lesson as little as $1.49, actually. You could just go there and download these printables. And thank you. I got this guitar from D'Angelico. I'm one of their artist ambassadors. So whenever I play 6-string, I use this guitar. When I play 7-string, I use my Eastman. Today I was playing 6-string because most people can't play 7-string. But I'll be playing my 7-string guitar on Friday at my performance. So you guys should have to come by. I'll probably do another live stream before that. But if you want to get my book, go to my website, ronjacksonmusic.com. I sell lessons there, printable lessons, downloadable lessons, actually. And you can print them out. And this book called Chords at Your Fingertips, that's released through Acoustic Guitar Magazine, who I write for, I'm a writer, and Hal Leonard Music. So you'll really enjoy this book. There's a lot of cool stuff, like you learn how to do walking bass lines, chord melody, all kinds of stuff that I teach. So thank you, everybody, for watching. I see you found out about my YouTube short videos. Big fan. Thank you, buddy. Ha ha. Someone said ha ha. Sebastian says ha ha. Thanks. Yeah, so Dario, I'm sorry I couldn't help you, man. So thirds and fourths are just basically skipping notes, just so you know. That's why you gotta get a teacher to help you, because doing it online only takes you so far. Remember that. You gotta have a really good teacher to show you, because that's how I learned. I went to Berklee College of Music, and I learned all this stuff when I was 18 years old. So I kind of understand it now. I learned all this stuff years ago. And after, I'm trying to be gifted. Thank you. What was this? Oh, man, that's a really nice comment. I love your taste in guitars. Thank you. Ron does it specifically gifted musician to be able to play proficiently at jazz. Or can an old SRV clone convert? You know what? Anybody can learn any age. So you can learn how jazz at any age, everybody. You just got to, all of this is really, there's no ifs, ands, and buts around. You got to practice. Unless you're a genius, you need to practice. And it's that simple. And if you need help, get a teacher. If you're a genius like Wes Montgomery, who was completely self-taught, then, you can do it. But the most important thing is getting a good teacher and practicing and listening to your teacher. Some of my students, they'll study with me and they don't listen. So, if you don't listen to your teacher and the teacher is good, then getting a guitar teacher, I teach, just so you know. So you contact me at ronjacksonmusic@gmail.com. I'm going to, let me make a comment somehow. Let me make a comment. Can I make a comment? I don't know if I can, but go to, my email is ronjacksonmusic@gmail.com. It's Ron Jackson Music everywhere, everybody. So just follow me everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe here. And, you can take lessons with me. You can contact me everywhere. Go to my website. You can actually send me an email there. It's ronjacksonmusic@gmail.com. If you want to study with me and you're serious, I welcome you to be a student. So, please contact me. You're welcome. Let me see. Can you explain this one? Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, so anyway, everybody, I'm going to get going. I'll just look at the questions. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys soon, okay? Thanks for watching. I'll have some new videos coming up actually probably tomorrow too. Great. Okay, thank you. Got it, metal fan. Okay, we'll talk, everybody. Keep in touch. Go to my email, Ron Jackson Music. Thank you for the. Yeah, you're welcome, Brazil. Marcelo, you're welcome. And thank you for watching, everybody. It was a really great show. It's hard to talk and play the guitar and try to explain things and answer questions, but I'm trying to do more of these lives to help all my students out, help all my subscribers out. And if you want to study with me, or or anything, or come to one of my gigs, that would be great. Come by my gig Thursday, Jared. Brothers Smokehouse, Ramsey, New Jersey, Friday, 8 p.m. No cover. It's but you have to get a drink or eat or something. It should be fun. I'm a good guitar teacher, so someone keeps asking that question. So contact me. Hey, Jared. Oh, it's UK here, 2 p.m. Oh, really? Okay. So we'll talk, guys. Okay, we'll talk. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.